What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ance. I'm back again here today talking about the next roster update in MLB The Show and giving you some early names you can get in on to make a ton of stubs when the next roster update comes in MLB The Show. We're getting towards the end of the season. There's not going to be many roster updates left. Roster updates, of course, one of the best ways to make stubs in this game. So if you want to take advantage of that, not going to be too many more opportunities to come in with these roster updates and make some stubs. So you can be prepared to have stubs throughout the rest of the season as well, because you're going to be needing stubs throughout the year to be able to buy all the cool cards that come out in the game. One thing to note about this roster update, they're taking an extra week with this one, so we're not going to get this roster update for until 3 weeks. So instead of the every other week roster updates that we've been having, this one's going to be 3 weeks away, so one extra week. But that gives you one extra week to get in early on these cards before the hype really takes off on a lot of these guys. You can come in and get some of these guys. A lot of the ones that were mentioned are going to be fairly inexpensive on the market. That's going to give you more time to come in and acquire those cards while they are inexpensive, and so you can really cash in a big way when that next roster update comes. If y'all enjoyed this video, y'all enjoy seeing the roster updates here on the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Closing in on 21,000 subscribers. And as we go through, of course, let me know down in the comment section, who are you looking at to get upgraded in this next roster update? Who do I end up missing in this video? Who do I not talk about? Who do I need to talk about some more? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's dive into it. Let's see who we're working with. First one out the gate here, we got JT REALMUTO. Now, of course, I do want to say real quick, of course, this list is not all encompassing. I'm not going to be able to list every single player. We'd be going through and talking about 40-50 guys who could be possibly getting upgraded depending on how they play in the next couple weeks. These are just guys that really stand out on the page for me that I have my eye on. First one, JT REALMUTO. August was definitely the best month of the season that he's had. He started this year as a diamond, of course. August, the best month he's had so far this year. If he can take that momentum into September, get hot a little bit, stay hot, put together some hitting streaks, show a little power, I think he has a solid shot to get upgraded. He hit 300 so far through the month of August, just a couple games left. And a 65-73 contact rating could definitely see a pretty big bump there for a guy who's hitting over 300 or right at 300. Next guy we're looking at, honestly, one of the biggest surprises to me from the last roster update, was ROBE. I don't know how he didn't go diamond in the last roster update. Dude has been pumping. He's been shoving. Every single start he's had over the last couple starts have been really dominant. And especially Wednesday, he went like 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, something wild like that. ROBE has been pumping it so far this year. He's been playing incredibly well. Obviously, another 3 weeks, he could definitely blow up, have a couple bad starts and hurt his chances. But I think if he just has some good to average to good starts over the next 3 weeks, he's looking really solid as a diamond guy. Now, right now, his price is $3,400 on the sell now. Obviously, a lot of hype around ROBE. But with new content coming out over the next couple of weeks, I think we see some of these golds dip before that next roster update, probably this next weekend, heading into early the week after that. Before that roster update hype really starts or coming around these guys, I think we see some of these prices depressed a little bit. And hey, and if you can come and pick up ROBE at 2,500 and he's going diamond, a really solid profit. Next guy we're looking at, not much needs to be said on GRAVEMAN. He's been absolutely dominant all year long. Based off the other relievers that have made their way up to being a diamond this year, I think GRAVEMAN is well deserving, probably overdue for him becoming a diamond. The thing holding him back, of course, is that Ks per 9. The 69 Ks per 9 compared to a lot of other relievers is very low, especially when you compare it to other diamond relievers. That does need a bump. Thankfully for him, though, he has been striking out people at a relatively decent clip over the last few weeks. So I think he has a really solid shot to get that Ks per 9 upgrade. But he's a guy you watch over the next couple weeks. If he's striking out 1 to 2 guys an outing at minimum, then he's going to get that bumps to his Ks per 9, and that's going to send him right over the top into firmly a diamond player. The next guy we're looking at is everyone's favorite. It's Joe Musgrove. The Joe Musgrove train has been a wild one. It's been a roller coaster of a ride all year long. Just when we thought he was going to get up to diamond 2 updates ago, he stayed at an 84 and then proceeded to get absolutely slapped around in that start the same day of the roster update. Pretty much put his chances of going diamond this last roster update behind him. But since that one bad start, he's put together 2 really quality starts in a row, striking out quite a few guys, not giving up many hits, runs, not walking many people either. Put together 2 really strong starts. If he can repeat those performances over the next 3 to 4 starts that he's gonna have before the next roster update, I think we're back on the Joe train. It's been a wild ride all year long with Joe since his no-hitter. But this last 2 starts are giving me some hope again. I think maybe he's got a chance to just sneak in right at the end. You look at his price, 2,400, definitely a little bit of hype building back up around him. He's even a guy you can come in and get in early before the hype, and if he has another good start or two, that hype train's really going to start rolling up on Joe. Next guy we're looking at, it is Tyler O'Neill. I like Tyler O'Neill a lot. We mentioned him a few roster updates ago. That was back when he was around an 81. He's worked his way up to 84 now. As you can see, he's gotten his offensive attributes, definitely have gotten some firm boosts. Of course, he has the 89 fielding already. We like guys with that high defensive floor, and he hit 300 in the month of August, so maybe a little bit more contact boost gets him up to that diamond tier. If he can get hot over the next couple weeks, I think it's something that he can do. Here's the best part about Tyler O'Neill, though. This is something that's rare, very rare, for a guy that has a halfway decent chance at becoming a diamond player. You look at the location, 1,200 stubs on the sell now. That is not something you often see. You do not, it is not normal or standard for guys that are 84s or guys that are playing well, have some positive momentum to them. You don't see those guys at 1,200 subs on a sell now. So really low risk barrier to entry here with Tyler O'Neill. And if he has a hot couple weeks, I think he's looking really, really good to get the diamond. You're talking about an insane profit margin. Another guy I'm looking at here, Devin Williams. Honestly, I truly thought he was going diamond with the last update. Unfortunately, he didn't get any upgrades. He's rocking that 43 walks per 9 still. And he hadn't given up a walk since August 4th and only gave up 1 walk in the entire month of July. So he gave up 1 walk in July, 2 so far in August. That's been it. He's not walking anybody. He needs a walks per 9 upgrade. I think he's going to get that. It's only a matter of time, assuming he doesn't implode over the next couple weeks, which it doesn't look like he's going to do that anytime soon. It looks like he's really found his groove. I like Devin Williams. He's honestly probably one of the safer plays that we have here, even including someone like Robbie Ray. I think it's possible Robbie Ray could blow up with a start and lose his chances. I like Devin Williams' ability and chances of being a little bit more dominant, in my opinion. Take a look at those locations, 2K on the sell now. Incredible price to get in at. Lots of room to grow, lots of room to make stubs there. On to our next one. It's Kyle Tucker, just coming back from injury, but in his first 3 games back from injury, he's on a 3-game hitting streak, picking up right where he left off. He was really finding his groove right before he got injured. Missed a little bit of time, a couple weeks. He's back. 3-game hitting streak right out the gate on return. You take a look at his card. He needs that upgrade versus lefty. So above all of anything, over the next 3 weeks, I'm watching how Kyle Tucker does when he plays lefties. In the month of August, he hit 385 versus lefties. If he can keep that up even close to that level, that is guaranteed for him to get a raise over that 57 contact. And that's probably going to get him up into that diamond tier. It should, at least, if he can keep it up. If he coming back, he hasn't missed a beat. He's been hot. I like him a lot. A lot of hype around him a couple weeks ago. That hype's died down a little bit, down to 2,700 on the sell now. So some solid room to come in. Next guy we're looking at here, Avisail Garcia. Been one of the more surprising, hottest hitters in baseball over the last month, 2 months or so. He's been one of the best players in the entire league. He's been absolutely destroying the ball. He's worked his way up to an 84. He has some nice positive momentum. Obviously, like Kyle Tucker needs to be able to hit lefties, Avisail Garcia needs to hit righties over the next couple weeks to get him up to diamond. Thankfully for him, he's batting 333 versus righties in the month of August. If that's a trend he can keep up, obviously deserving of an upgrade over 61 contact right. You take a look at his price, 1,700 on the sell now. So again, a guy who's really inexpensive to get in on, a lot of room to make a ton of profit, and not a ton of room that you're risking of anything happening. You can't really lose a ton of stubs on an 84 at 1,700. Now moving on into some silvers, it's Tyler Mahle. I really thought he was going to sneak into gold this last update. He had a good start right before the update period. He's a 79. He's been pitching well all year long. He's a guy who needs 1 to 2 good starts, and he's looking really good at becoming a gold. He only needs the +1. Best part about him, you look at his location, 200 stubs on the sell now. His price has really plummeted after not getting gold last update, and all the new content that's come out since then, really lowering prices across the board, all the free headliner packs with free silvers. So 200 stubs for a guy who's 1 to 2 starts away from being a gold player. That is an absolute steal. That's highway robbery. It's tough to get a better deal than that. This may be the best investment of this investment period at 200 stubs at such a low price that you could exchange those cards into the silver to gold exchange and not lose stubs. You can't lose stubs on this investment. It's an incredible deal. Another guy I thought was for sure going gold was Sandy Alcantara. Take a look at his game logs. Dude has been shoving. My man's has been dominant outside of one start where he gave up 10 runs, and that one start was absolutely awful. Don't get it twisted, but his 5 starts all around that have been elite. They've been dominant. He was a gold earlier in the season. He's another start or 2 away from getting right back at it. And with how dominant he's been, he's clearly in a groove on the hill right now. If he can keep up that hot streak, he's getting back up to gold easily. Now, of course, you look at the location, a little bit more expensive, 633 on the sell now. But he's a guy to keep your eye on with the price. If he takes some dips, if some of the hype kind of slows down just a little bit heading into the next roster update, as again, we do have that extra week. Could see some people lagging off their investments a little bit. That price drops down to 500 or so, give or take. I'd be buying him up all day long at that price. I like him a lot. He's a really, really solid play. I'm a big fan of Sandy. Another one I'm looking at kind of in my starters that I need to see a couple good starts out of to really get to that gold level. MANOAH, he's been great this year. Going into that last roster update period, I think he had a solid shot to go gold, but he had a couple iffy starts, so to speak. He gets back on track, has a couple good ones. I like MANOAH. He's been great this year. Being a rookie, he doesn't have that track record, which I think almost helps him be able to get upgraded, because as we learn and as he pitches and as we see who he is, we get a better understanding and probably a little bit more willingness to move him up and probably more willingness to move him down. So definitely some risks there. You take a look at the price, 485 on the sell now, so relatively inexpensive to come in at. I'm a guy, he's on my very short list of guys, so I'm watching their starts pretty closely. And when he's on the hill, I'm checking Gamecast, I'm checking the box scores, I'm seeing what he's doing. Another good start or 2. I'm going all in on Alec. I like his chances a lot. This is by far the weirdest roster update prediction name guy I'm looking at in the history of roster updates. We're looking at Christian Yelich to go gold, and that's not something I thought I'd be saying for a very long time, but he worked his way all the way down to silver. Obviously, he's been having a terrible year, but my man's is on a 7-game hitting streak. His average is up in August over what it's been the rest of the year. Obviously, still has a lot of work to do, but he had a 2-home-run game the other day to kick off this hitting streak. The Brewers have a stacked lineup, going to be playing well into the playoffs. Christian Yelich, I think maybe has some chances to work his way back in being a super productive player. Obviously, he doesn't have to do anything crazy to get the gold. He's a 79. He's obviously a guy who has the ability to be a diamond caliber player. If he keeps up his hitting streak, I'm watching Christian Yelich. If he gets hot again, I'm definitely in on him going gold, which is so weird to say. You take a look at his locations too, 406 on the sell now. So again, one of our more inexpensive guys for the silvers that we can get in on and make some stubs with. Last guy we're looking at here, again, another guy that I'm surprised didn't end up going gold last roster update. My man's has been dominant so far in the month of August. He's been insane. It's Adam Wainwright. Other time, not impacting him at all. Dude has had nothing but quality starts so far this month. He's going 6, 7, 8, 9 innings, striking out 7, 8 batters, giving up a couple hits, maybe a run or 2. Adam Wainwright has been dominant over the last month or so, give or take, and only need a +1 to get up to that gold tier. I think it's a given that a couple more starts for him, a couple more solid outings, he's looking like a really firm candidate to go gold. Come at his price a little bit more expensive, 632, but again, a guy I'm looking at, he drops down to closer to 500 where you could double up if they go gold. I like that price. I like that position at getting in a ton. So those are 12 names that I'm looking at for this next roster update. Again, not for another couple weeks. We got a little bit of time until that happens, but these are 12 guys I'm gonna be keeping up with their box scores, their game logs to see how they're doing. Of course, not an all-encompassing list in the slightest. Somebody could come out and surprise us in the next couple weeks. There's probably guys that are playing incredible right now that I'm overlooking a little bit in this list. So let me know those names down in the comment section below. Let's chat about the roster updates. Only a couple left, only a couple opportunities to make some stubs. So we really got to go all out for these next couple, cash in a big way. We're set up with stubs for the rest of the game cycle. If you enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.